Hi guys, welcome back to the Football Showdown. It is the segment that we've been doing all throughout the season, the title showdown. This time with the Manchester United fan. Now I know majority of the fans around the world, if you are an Arsenal fan or a Chelsea fan or any fan around the world, must have not faced a good and genuine Manchester United fan. But to be very honest, today I brought in a very sensible, in my opinion, a very sensible United fan to the channel. He is actually my senior in VIT as well, but I'm not going to bluff and act on social media that, oh, we've been in contact like forever. Our only interaction has been through Twitter, and our common point is our hate for Manchester City as well. So let me bring on the guest for today. His name is Sai. Hi, Sai. How are you?
Hey, Suchit. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I could do better. I just came back home from a vacation, so yeah, I'm happy. How have you been?
That's great. That's good. It's just got used to the pain or the depression, which is called Manchester United. Like after 4-0 loss to Palace, I didn't feel a thing. I honestly felt numb. I didn't have any outbreak. I was not angry. I didn't let it ruin my day because
Hmm.
that's how numb we've become.
Hmm.
As that's our 12th loss. Another loss, it will be our worst, highest number of losses in 5 decades after 1970 or
Hmm.
something.
Hmm.
That will be the worst campaign. So that's how bad we've been.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and clearly, if you support football a lot, you know how toxic you get where you let the sport dictate your mental health.
True.
That's what's happening.
Every fan ever. Yeah.
So yes, so it's like that has completely successfully wiped off that smile off my face. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, to be very honest, like that I genuinely didn't even give 2 cents of my thoughts about it, or even use my brain to like think how the Pirates game will go, because I was honestly flying on May 6th, Qatar time, 8:30, and I just flew. Then the moment I landed, I just saw 3-0. I couldn't believe my eyes what happened. So yeah, when I came home, I saw the highlights. There were the obvious gaps in the midfield. I do not know how many of the shots were not saved. I do not know how many of the shots were savable, but it was made look like it was not savable. Yeah, there was so much happening, to be very honest. That
So
brings me, yeah.
Casemiro was playing at center back,
Mm-hmm.
right? So Casemiro got dribbled past 8 times.
Yeah, yeah.
That is the highest number of uh, dribble pass that player has had this entire season.
Mm-hmm.
Not as United player, but as a football player in the entire league. That's
Is
how bad
it?
it was.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
I read
eight.
I read
That's the
about the
highest
eight
this
times
season.
Casemiro alone. I didn't know it was like the entire
That's the highest this
season.
season for any player.
Oh my God. There's a Luton defense as well
Yeah.
who's been very leaky, and then there's Burnley.
Oh yeah.
Somehow Casemiro.
We'll we one more goal. We're gonna concede 80 goals, which would put us up in like in the past 10 or 12 years in the top 10 worst defensive teams. That includes teams like Sunderland, Middlesbrough, and all these teams. So yeah, it's a very and defense. If you see,
Hmm.
there's a. I mean, I'm not sure a lot of guys watch it, but they should watch it. The MNF segment on Sky Sports
Ha ha ha.
with
Monday Night Football. Yeah.
Carragher does. So that was beautiful. Carragher has shown how awful we've been.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, sure, Onana, even though he's been, I would say it's a mid-season. I'm not going to say he's been great or bad because he screwed up a lot of times and
Hmm.
he's turned up also a lot of times.
True.
But
Facts.
if not for him, the highest, like the goals against per game,
Hmm.
we're at the 19th. I think Sheffield is lower than us.
Hmm.
We're at 19th.
Hmm.
That's where we are.
Hmm.
And the amount of shots conceded per game, we are at second in the league.
Yeah.
So defensively, we've been that trash. Like
Ha ha.
uh, we let teams like Coventry,
Country.
Sheffield, we, we
That
let
was.
them have 15 plus shots. Like
Ha.
it's like right now there are bets happening.
Hmm.
10 plus shots, 15 plus shots.
Ha.
They're very good odds for that. Very good odds. So that shows how bad we've been defensively.
Hmm. 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 Yeah, the Coventry game. Yeah, when I was at home when I watched this game, my dad didn't understand why I was like smiling and laughing for a game that didn't involve Arsenal as well. He was genuinely questioning like, what is wrong with you? I told like, yeah, Papa, Manchester United, like, yeah, they've gone complete like this. Their history like that. I had to explain him everything. So, yeah, for all the chaos on the pitch, this dude is very well versed with the chaos that is happening away from the pitch, that is with the board and with the owners. Uh, in a few words, or take your own time in your own sweet time, how would you tell, or how would you like summarize the entire chaos that is happening right now?
So finally, after 2004, that's when the Glazers, or 2004, 2005, I think, yeah, that's when the Glazers took over around that time. Not sure. But we know that our owners have been trashy since then.
Right.
We've had like one of the worst ownership. I think there is a delusion that people think, okay, you know what? The Glazers spend a lot of money on United. How are they not? I mean, surely you're getting a lot of backing from the owners. Like you spent 100 million on Pogba, you've given 350 to Alexis and all. But that's far from the truth because our point was never about the money. Because end of the day, if you take in Arsenal, the Kroenkes, if you take in City, the City Group, you take in an FSG right now, there is some sort of influx of funds from their side,
True.
personally.
True.
Especially, I think Kroenke, they have turned it up when they acquired the entire stake, right?
Yeah,
So
that's back in
Josh, I
yeah.
think he took, yeah, exactly. So what they did was they're like, we need to put in more money, and that's number one. Number two is how you put in money. It's not about how much you're spending. It's about how you're putting in money. A classic example is PSG. Before they got a DOF, they were splashing money. Like they get triple to like 222 million for Neymar. It still makes no sense on top of his wages.
True.
Sure, he was good, but did he justify that amount? I really don't think so.
I mean,
Right.
no use
So
seemed to
that's what
show
we've
for it.
been.
So yeah, definitely he didn't.
So that's what I think there's a huge delusion that a lot other fan bases think that United owners do that. But factually, until now, there hasn't been a penny which came from their pocket. It's been the amount of money we've generated because everyone knows after Madrid, United, every year we generate a lot of money through sponsorships, ads, and everything. And our match day, for us, every season we top the match day, even though we're with shit or good, we fill out 98% of the stadium. So we get a lot of money. So because of that, we end up spending like the same money we end up spending. And the other reason was when what do you call that? When Glazers took over, they didn't really pay up money. What they did was they took a debt from a bank and then they bought what do you say, the club. But they used the club as an asset
True.
to get the loan against. Now that's not possible. But what they did was because it's happening, they haven't paid a penny to the interest. So because of that, now we are almost 800 million in debt right now, and they haven't paid a penny. So because of all of this, and it's only because of Ferguson we've been alive.
Yeah.
That guy was doing everything. Him and David Gill. After Ferguson left, obviously the shambles. It was clear how bad it was and how awful the environment is. So in short, now we have a minority investor, 25%. They are by the Ineos. So Ineos is someone. It's a petrochemical company, one of the largest companies, multi-billion dollar. It is owned by a person called Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
Yes.
He's been a boyhood United fan since his days. He's from Manchester himself. So owning this club was something of a dream. So they what they done was, so if a lot of people don't know this, that everyone knows there's a Qatar and SG, Jim Ratcliffe head to head. So the what do you say? Ratcliffe has done sensibly because the Glazers, being power hungry, they wanted around 10 billion for the club. Unless it's an NFL club, paying that sort of money makes no sense. Right? No owner is going to pay that money because in right now, if you take out match day revenue, your price starts at 40-50 pounds, and you're not going to go up to and we don't have any breaks or something. Whereas in NFL, you have lots of money coming in. So even if I'm investing money, I'll get something in return. You don't get that in football. It's very rare you get the ROI. It's not possible. Like that's why you observe ownership anywhere in football, the big clubs, they only put in money, but they don't really take money out of the club. It's only, and statistically also in Premier League, it's only Glazers from United who've been taking money
Money
from the
from
club. The
right.
other 90 clubs haven't been doing that, right? Because it's not possible, but still they're getting to do that. So what smartly they did was that lift. They're like, you know what? Just give us 25%. We are fine with it, but give us the football control.
Huh.
Because again, to put in perspective, Arsenal has Edu, City has Cheeky, Bergenstein, that guy, right? And Liverpool now they'll have Edwards, and they had Edwards before. For us, United, we never had a DOF. There was no football director. There was no chief scout properly whatsoever. Never in our club. And top it off, we had a CEO who was an investment banker,
Right.
who was at Woodward. Now he left, but he was an investment banker. So there was absolutely chaos. It's like we have the best scouting team in the world, but we don't use them because we let these sort of clowns run the club. So what they did was, you know what? You control the financial ticketing, sponsorship, everything, but even though we will be minority investors, we will get two board seats, and we will control the footballing side. So
Which you've been missing,
they
yeah.
get to decide who are the people in, have a system in place, right? Where there's a CEO, there's an academy director, there's a football director, there's a chief scout. You have and it's like you have sporting director again. Sorry, that is also there. These positions are non-existent at the club. Even though they're existent, they were run by clowns. So with them coming in, they took over the club in Jan, and already they have fired almost 70% of the main staff. They are gone. They
Right.
have been terminated. The contracts have been terminated. We are getting a new CEO who was chief of operations for Citigroup. He's been there with the Citigroup for almost 15 years. His name is Omar Parada. So that was the first statement signing from the new Ineos structure that, you know what, City, and everyone knows, even like putting aside the charges and everything, end of the day, how City organize themselves as a
True.
footballing
True.
institution is something that's not matched right now. They are perfectly done. And Ineos have watched it perfectly that even though there are noisy neighbors, we don't care. They're still very. Even you look at even they mentioned Arsenal also once that
True.
how Kroenke came in, and in like 2-3 windows they have overhauled the entire structure,
True.
and now they're reaping the benefits. It's just not Arteta or someone who did that because, for example, before Edu completely took over, Arsenal made very joke of signings where you guys had Willian, David Luiz, all these guys come in,
Pepe.
right, and that
Yeah.
was wiped off immediately.
Ha ha ha.
So things like these, which are very, because even though you have Guardiola, Ferguson managing, unless your backroom staff is strong, there's only up to limit where a manager can do a lot,
True.
right?
True.
And that's something United have been going through because Ferguson he's a league of his own. That's exactly why he could carry amidst the chaos, right? So what happened is the same thing. They came back, they hired a guy from Citigroup. That was massive because nobody expected someone, because Barada, he was supposed to take over at City to be the next CEO. But we snatched him. That was a statement signing. That was number one. Number two was getting a football director. Now we are behind someone called Dan Ashworth, who was Newcastle sporting director. He only came last season. He literally came last July.
Right.
And now the fact that United came calling, he is on leave right now. It's called a guarding leave,
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
have to be on specific duration. So now it's up to next level. Now he's in arbitration. Arbitration, what happens is he's forcing them to let him go because he wants to join United. That was number two. Number three is now we've got someone called Wilcox, Jason Wilcox. He's Southampton's director of football. He's officially our director of football now. And he was City's Academy's director of football
Right,
before
right, right.
Southampton.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was the one who found Palmer, Foden, Sancho, Lavia, all these guys.
Right.
So this was the guy who was responsible for developing all these people. So that was also sealed. That happened. And another person, we had board member called John Blanc. So in short, he's been as a CEO for PSG, for Juventus. And Juventus, when they were in the mud, when they were relegated, He was the person who got them up to the, what do you say, to the top. Won the multiple leagues. Same with PSG. When the Qatar delegation came over, he was the one who got them all the sponsorships and everything. So John Ward, that guy has a lot of experience. So he has a board seat. The other person is Sir David Brailsford. So he belongs to Ineos. So Ineos they also own a football club called Nice in French league.
France,
That's
right.
League One, and they have a cycling team, which is number one. They are at the top, and Ineos, they have their own sporting structure where they focus a lot on what do you say, sports science. Where for them they teach it. If you don't know this, even Liverpool, before obviously Ineos took over, Brailsford was given what do you say, few lessons or to the Liverpool squad themselves. That's how much clearly they give focus on conditioning and sports science. So these guys are our board members right now. So getting these many people in, this was supposed to happen a decade ago,
True,
but
true.
it's happening for us right.
Right, right.
And these are people might think, okay, they're just coming in. Sure, what else can they do? But everyone's forgetting that United, they have fans, they have money, they have stature, everything. All they need was a proper structure. And because, see, again, sure, we've had our bad moments under Moyes, Ragnick, Van Gaal, Mourinho, but at the same time, the club has failed them equally. The
True.
club, the players, everyone has failed them equally because right now, like, we still can't clear out players because nobody can buy them. And we've been so inefficient in buying players where if United comes in, the price goes double. If the guy's price is 30 million, if United comes in, we have to pay up 60, 70 million.
Yeah,
That's it.
Hapco was, Gakpo was one of the prime
So many.
examples.
I
Yeah.
can name thousands of transfers that whenever we come in, the prices get inflated because that's how inefficient we've been in windows for the past 8, 10 years. I can give like 1,000 examples on top of my mind. Right. Like we just gave in. We don't really stick up to our ground, or we don't really be like, okay, plan it and work out, let's go for plan B. For us, it's be like focus on plan A. If it doesn't work out, panic, get some shitty ass play for plan B and stick with them for the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, Danny Van de Beek
Like
was
it's
one of
been
them.
so bad. Yeah, it's been so bad that Phil Jones left. He finally left. In the last summer.
Yeah,
Right. I'm not that is ultra bad or something, but if it's not working out, he's been injured. You just clear him off. It's done.
true.
But that's not happening. And right now, even now, there's so many players. For example, I mean, Lindelof is done. He's washed. Juan Bissaka is not the same anymore. You have so many players like these. It's just Martial. Let's not even. He has a guest appearance. He comes, plays once every 4 5 months, and he happily earns. Then fucking Anthony Martial earns 250,000 pounds and salary. I don't need to talk about wages in United. At
True.
least now they're getting controlled. But they have given, even though sure Sancho was a very great talent of Dortmund, he's earning 350,000 pounds per week. To put in perspective, now finally KDB is earning more than 400,000 pounds. Else Sancho was second highest earner in the league after Haaland. We gave Casemiro 325. We gave Varane 300. We gave I mean sure Anthony 100 million. We'll talk about it later deep. His wages are 250,000 pounds. So, and I mean, again, I love Rashford and I still back him and everything. But even though he's had a great season, we jumped the gun and we gave him a new contract. Sure, we could have given him an improved contract, but we slapped him with 350,000 pounds, which I felt was not necessary. We could have held on to it and know that Rashford is not going to leave us. He's not going to leave us because he's been a boyhood Manchester United. We know that. So that could have been possible. We gave Martial 250,000. So we have done. And other perspective, McTominay earns 60,000. Dallo earns 40,000. That's how contrasting they are. So you see, this is how deeply rotten our club was, and and the fact that they don't even listen to fans properly. This is necessary. And so when Ratcliffe took over Ineos, when his first public press conference was there, he didn't refrain. He literally said that in the past 10 years, this has been a bad place where players would come or managers would come. They would never succeed. Why? Because the environment was toxic. It's not because it's not because they didn't have resources or something. It's just that there was no proper structure in place or there were no proper people who were running the show. And rightfully so, they removed all the people. For example, another example is last summer. We spent our asses off on time in chasing Frankie de Jong the entire summer.
Yeah.
It's okay, cool, but have a plan B, a plan C. We didn't do that. We panicked. We lost 4-0. Sorry, last summer. We panicked. We lost 4-0 to Brentford. Went to Madrid. We said, you know what? Take 70 million. Give us Casemiro. They said, well done, because they wanted Chouamani. Chouamani was just 10 million more. 30-year-old Casemiro was getting 70 million, eyes closed, and they put 10 million extra. They got Chouamani, who was 21 years old. He was 10 years younger than Casemiro. That's it. Again, Casemiro was great last season, but that's not how you build a squad.
True, exactly.
You don't build for 1 or 2 seasons. That's it. We did all that, and he's a great player, but again, poor squad building. Same with Højlund. Højlund, I think a lot of neutral fans also know that he's going to be a great striker.
Oh, yeah,
but
for sure.
if you don't know the saga, what happened was Atlanta. We have a great relationship with Atlanta. And they went like, you know what? We started with 40, 45 million. Back in 50 million. They said, finally, pay up 55 to 60 million. He's yours. Our club, we paid 70 million. We said, you know what? Take 70 million.
Was it 80 or 70?
Euros.
Oh,
80 million euros.
Because we had this conversation on Twitter itself saying that, bro, I think the price is
pounds.
too
This is
much.
pounds. Around pounds.
Okay.
So we gave them extra 10 million. We don't know why. They asked for around 60. But we gave them extra 10 million. Nobody knows why.
Okay,
We got it. Not that it's bad, but we wanted, and Harry Kane was twerking the entire summer. They're like, he had to come and get me plead. He's like, I don't care. I just need to leave this space. And United, Kane was the most obvious choice. And not that I'm against Højlund, but when you have someone like Harry Kane, that is something where you spend 100 million on. That is something where you spend 100 million on, not on players who pass their prime.
Exactly.
Kane is someone who would be, when someone like Guardiola has constantly been behind you, you know that player is special. So that was Kane. We didn't do that. We messed up over there. Mason Mount. I love Mount. Personally, I've loved that guy since Chelsea, but he had 1 year left in the contract. You could easily play hardball. Like even a competent club like Arsenal would be like, you know what, we'll wait until January because in January you're free to negotiate a free transfer. They said pay up 55 million or 40. We started at 40, 45. We ended up paying 55 million pounds, which is 60 million pounds, 70 million pounds, as Mr. Sober's like, and I think Havertz was a bit more. It made no sense because, firstly, Mount was injured for the entire season, and there's only 1 year left on his contract. We could easily tell them, listen, we can get in January. In January also, we could have probably got him for 25, 30 million because only 6 months would have been left in his contract. We didn't. We just paid up. He's been injured the entire season. Shambles.
I mean, like, it maybe would have worked out completely different had he, played the entire season. It's more like what ifs and all that.
No, sure. Even if he would have played, was paying 55 million, having 1 season left. I don't think so, unless the player is. I mean, Mount is good, but Mount was someone which was not very vital for us. If that's not something. Exactly. That position is not something which is vital for us.
I completely agree.
So unless it's vital. It makes no sense. We did that.
Like, I have a best friend who is a Manchester United fan. He's like studying in France right now. I told him, bro, it doesn't matter how many midfielders or how many attackers you bring in, unless you sort out your backline, it will not matter in the end. And this season, you have decent attackers. Don't get me wrong. They're out of form. Don't get me wrong. But your defense is in shambles. I'm sure.
Injury. It's like, if you don't know the stat, we had around 34 or 35 different combinations of backline.
I know. Like,
because right now, yeah, exactly. So, sure, injury is also part of it, but irrespective, we should have signed someone like a centre back. CDM was important. Even though Casemiro was there, a backup CDM was very important. We needed a centre back. That didn't happen.
Hmm.
That's it. And shambles. And don't get me wrong, and Luke Shaw, I love that guy. And when he plays, he's the best left back in the league.
True.
But statistically, through his United career,
Hmm.
and he's been at this club for now. He'll be closing in on 10 years now. In the next year, he'll be closing on 10 years. He's missed 44% of his games at United.
In 10 years.
Yes, 44%. He's
That's
great, but for there's a saying that the best ability is availability.
availability. Oh yeah, this is why
Yeah,
I rave so much about Declan Rice, even though Partey is there. Like I get it. Like yeah, Partey is good. Honestly, we had this conversation on Twitter as well. Like, bro, are you sure you want to sell Partey? I'm like, yeah. When he's not available, what is the whole point of paying that much wages and like, oh, raving, oh, he's good. Yeah, availability is the best ability for sure. I completely
same
agree.
thing, right? Shaw was not there, and when Shaw is not there, we just crumble hard. We just like go down the gutter. When Shaw plays, somehow everything is fluid. That guy is progressive. He defends well for England. He's a star and everything. That's it. So that isn't there. And yeah, so our transfer window, I mean, I thought it was decent, but I never thought it would be this bad. Like come back to Onana. I don't think anyone saw the light on Onana because he was in the top 15 Ballon d'Or rankings. Everyone knows. Just started into at Ajax also he was great with his feet and with his hands.
You,
Nobody
okay.
saw. Yeah, yeah. So what is it? What is it?
I know many majority fans have said that Onana is a great signing. Even I, when he was still at Ajax, even when that ban and all the doping stuff happened, I wanted
Yeah,
him at Arsenal. But maybe as a neutral fan, I was able to see many of these things pop up on my Twitter feed because I've seen many Ajax fans coming out saying, "Oh, United are not going to be good with him." Yeah, he will have his moments, but majority of the times he will not turn out good. I've seen even Inter Milan fans say this. Maybe it could be them just hating on the entire signing of him
no,
shifting
no,
to
no.
United. I do not know.
Okay,
But what do you think about that?
that's true. I'll tell you why. Because you could say that's probably the issue with the modern goalkeepers right now. Allison is the only guy who's great with his feet and his hands. Right now, if you look at Ederson,
Okay.
Raya, they're great with their feet,
Feet.
but
True.
shot stopping, they're not good.
Agree.
And that's a lot of modern goalkeepers right now. I mean, that's how the game has evolved. It has become more with how the goalkeeper becomes part of the back line.
True.
So now he has to be great with his ball. That is a day. Eventually, it was not a good relation with us because he's horrible with his feet. He's great. I think
Sure.
Arsenal fans know especially
Yeah.
how great he is with his hands.
He can
But
save
with
the
his feet, he's
damn
horrible.
Titanic. Yeah. Exactly.
Everyone knows that game. I will never forget. 10, 20 years down the line, I'll never forget it. That is one of the best goalkeeping performances I've seen in football myself. That's just, it is impossible. I would say that's one of the most like the fact that Arsenal fans were in awe of the performance. I remember watching AFTV after that. Everyone like most of the time you'll see either players cursing, saying, "What is this guy? He only turns up against us." It'll be like it's luck or something. But every Arsenal fan I remember, they were just like, "It was we couldn't penetrate this guy.
Yeah.
It was just not possible." I remember Sanchez, Lacazette, they were going back to back, and this guy was just, I just said he could fucking save a tight, and that's how it was. But the modern how goalkeeping is evolving is it has more to do with the fact that you're good with your feet, that's great. You're good with your hands, then another example is Nick Pope. Pope is great with his hands.
Oh
He's
yeah.
not really he's not really someone who passes from the deep or someone. So yeah, Onana had those issues with his what do you say saving thing because he's also not that tall. That's also another thing. But it's great with his feet. So that is always a reservation. But I didn't think it would be this bad because to put in perspective, we've conceded 12 goals in UCL the group stages. Out of 12 goals, Onana was alone. What do you say? He was
3 to 4.
the reason for 10 goals. 10
10.
out of 12. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
10.
He was the one out of 12, 10 goals.
Oh
We
wow.
scored. I mean, if a lot of people oversee this, but we scored the most goals in groups. We scored 12 goals in group stages.
In
We
Bayern
also
also.
conceded 12. Yeah, exactly. We also conceded because we had so many brain farts that way. Onana's And he also, I mean, in the middle, he was great. He started his career in PL with the Wolves game, which we know the
Ah,
the penalty thing, which should
yeah,
have been.
the first game, yeah, I remember that at Old
Yeah,
Trafford.
that happened. And then after that, there were a few games where we know he let the ball through. So
Brentford, yeah.
it was, he'll come great for sure. I feel like he'll come great, but it's the fact that, you don't give him enough cover,
Exactly.
he's gonna leak. And you can't blame the dude when we are conceding 15, 18 shots per match. Something's gonna go in.
Yeah.
Something's gonna
Yeah,
go
yeah,
in.
yeah. Yeah,
And
I
it's not
personally
like
don't feel it's
it's not
Onana's fault completely. Like those number of shots
yeah.
are unimaginable when you're at that top flight of football, especially Premier League, right? Like when you have a defense that is like leaking those many shots, like you said, something is going to win. But like yeah, these many goals conceded, I genuinely didn't expect it, to be very honest. Maybe
Yeah,
because I'm
so
a
see,
fan of
that's also
Onana
there.
as well. I
It's
guess I don't know, but yeah.
no, no, for sure. Because for me, if I'm United, I mean, I actually honestly wanted Raya first.
Hmm.
The only reason being, he had a lot of PL experience,
True.
and it was great with his feet,
Hmm.
right? And I got a lot of shit when I think first of all, I never liked Ramsdale since the beginning, and I was like Ramsdale since the beginning. And that, if you look at my tweets or something dating back 2 years ago, for me, don't I mean, sure, I lot of banter, a lot of hatred against Arsenal aside. For me, striker, left back, goalkeeper is always an issue. People keep raving about this thing, Jesus, Zinchenko, and all, but I'm like, you do not win titles with those
Hmm.
guys.
Hmm.
They're good, but you do not compete for titles. Then keeper Ramsdale, oh fuck no, like no chance. Right. And I used to call him Asdale. I used to literally call him Asdale the entire thing. I used to get a lot of shit,
Hmm. Hmm.
literally, because Ramsdale did have good games. But
Hmm.
I'm like, sure, he's having good games, but is he the next, or is this guy gonna get you the title? Hell no.
Hmm.
Fuck no.
Hmm.
And it's evident right now. And
Hmm.
I'm glad Arsenal got Raya. I mean, I hated that they got Raya,
You're
but
glad?
it's
Did I
working
just
out.
hear? You're glad that we got Araya?
Only because I felt happy for Raya because Brentford, this thing, didn't want him. There was, what do you say, United got a goalkeeper, and I think he was probably after Bayern, but Bayern said no, we'll stick with some backup goalkeeper. And they said they had no future over there. So Raya had to go somewhere. And he got a top club because for me, I like Raya in general. Sure, for the only defect with Raya is because he's not tall. If you go far post or something, he's done. He can't save it. It's
I
close to impossible.
I felt like that. I know. I'm sure you might have seen. You like to hate watch. I know that. So when we played against Porto at their home, the goal that we conceded, right?
Uh,
I somewhere internally feel I couldn't say it out publicly. Probably I'll just say it now because it's done. I felt if Ramsdale was there, I think he would have gotten some touch to deflect it away. Like I know,
Probably.
yeah, because he's not just tall. Like Ramsdale has huge arms. Like it's kind of weird to like look at him also. Like so, yeah. You know what I just said? It just feels much more better now. But yeah, like yeah.
It's okay. Yeah. So yeah, yeah. No, no, no. I mean, the only reason why, I mean, I really hate Arsenal a lot because for me personally, City, Liverpool, sure, there are our rivals, but a lot of people forget that if you're asking in the PL era,
Uh,
Arsenal and United
United,
were one of the most fiercest
insane,
rivalries.
insane.
I
Yeah.
mean, same too, because of Wenger and Ferguson, and things were very, very heated up. Whenever there was an
Oh,
Arsenal
it
United
was
game,
physical. It was
I loved
mental.
those
Yeah, yeah.
games.
True. Same, same, same.
And I think the icing on the cake was when we got RVP. That was the icing on the cake. When we got Van Persie, that was basically like when we gave you Welbeck after that. It's like the perfect way to take the rival to the next level, giving Van Persie a guard of honor, things like that. That's exactly why I love to hate watch Arsenal
Uh-huh.
because I do consider them as a rivals. And the fact, I think, sure, you could say somewhere a bit butthurt because uh, Arsenal pulled their socks. If you remember, I remember a lot of Arsenal fans were crying out. I remember this specifically because Glazers out and crying out were
Yeah, yeah.
going out in full swing,
Full swing. Yeah, yeah. If you
right?
that AFTV
And
being in
Arteta
live.
Arteta out. I've seen it. I could say I've seen it 90% of the fan base.
Yeah.
I don't think on top. I know personally, on top of my mind, I don't think I know any Arsenal fan who backed Arteta say, you know what? It's not him, it's the club.
I mean,
Yeah.
from the starting, I was like, Arteta in from the start. Like the COVID period where we lost those bunch of shit games like in Southampton and all that until that Boxing Day.
Oh, you guys lost like 7 or 8 games and together. Like I remember, there's like L's and L's, full red.
Exactly. I've been Arteta in from start. Oh, bro, please don't say the statement that I'm Arteta out. Like, no, I'm Arteta in
No,
from
no,
like.
I'm saying in general. For me personally, I rarely know because I didn't blame them because the results were horrible. The player selections, I mean, the transfers you guys got were also horrible at the same. There was a time where you got the Greece defender. What's his name? Not
Mali.
Socrates. Not
Soccer.
Socrates. The other guy.
Agree.
The other guy who went to West Ham after that.
Okay, Mavropanos.
There's the
Yeah,
other. Yeah, that guy. Cedric was there. Kolasinac was during Wenger. There was David Luiz. There was Willian. It's just, uh, fuck. That was just like whenever and Rob Holding used to start. I mean, he's good, but he's not a starter. Holding used to start week
I
in
mean,
and
he's not
week
even
out.
starting for Crystal Palace, so that says a lot.
Right. So I remember that's how the lineup was, and I knew because even then, Arteta sure few principles were there, but he couldn't really execute it. There were a lot of times where structure was not there, and he got a lot of shit. I don't think like if you're telling me that you saw this is how Arsenal's going to play 2 3 years ago,
No.
I would say you're lying because I don't think anyone saw that Arteta would bring like the squad to this level. Right. I don't think anyone saw that this principle, like the principles on Guardiola, would be implemented at this level.
And this
Why?
quickly
The
to be
only
like that.
reason, yeah, exactly. The reason being, it's the structure and how the owners and Edu have backed him that way, and they've instilled that sort of thing. I mean, putting banter aside, they've pulled up the socks, and next season, sure, they might be on par with City because Liverpool are again they're in a crisis. They are back. Liverpool will be back to the banter era
Even
because
I feel the
they're
same as well,
already
right?
that banter has already started now. They went from quadruple to
Carabao.
okay, we will finish third, Carabao and finish third. That's the best we can
The
do.
bottling has
And
been
Salah
insane.
has
Like I think they had like what 10 points, and then now what they're like what 15 or 13 to 15 points away from the top two. That's absolute bottling. Yeah, Liverpool fans can all say, "Oh, we were never part of the title race." Like, no, bro, your fans, your own players have been saying that we've been in a title
players
race.
said that
Yeah,
Van Dijk and Trent. I keep
Trent.
retweeting that every time. They're like hungry for more.
Yeah,
We have three more to chase. Right. So
yeah.
yeah, fuck no. It's okay. They deserve this because they're too. And the fact that they're so overconfident because it's Klopp's last season, they thought they'll have the juice. They'll get away with it.
It's all
And the
emotions.
fact that and documentary and they somehow they announced like Klopp's gonna have a documentary. So right, a lot of things, and obviously I personally hate Liverpool a lot. So
Right.
Salah, if a lot of people, I mean, I love Salah. I still feel he's one of the best wingers league has seen. But since last season, I've been saying that he's on a decline and they should sell him
Right.
because
Yeah.
Saudi came with 150, 200, they didn't. And Salah, he should leave right now. Salah has not been good. The midfield, same thing. I was never a fan of Soboslai. That like that midfield, it's only McAllister is good. But Soboslai, if you look at him, it's chaos what he does. And I like how a lot of players can't really forget his price tag when it comes to Mount, Havertz, and all. Sure, a lot of people remember the price tags, but the fact that Soboslai was also 70
70
million,
million.
nobody remembers this.
Can we
Yeah,
both agree that he like I think let's not be completely horrible about it, but I think in my opinion, right, because the way Soboslai was like star, like he scored a goal, he scored
hype.
an assist. They're all saying, "Oh, Havertz has been shit. Havertz is a flop. Mount is a flop. Though he's been injured, poor guy has been injured. I don't know why they were shitting on him for no reason. And now look where Havertz is. And look where Soboslai is. I genuinely do. I'm sure you'll keep hating Havertz 75 million for what and all that. I completely get it.
No, I mean, my banterous side, see, one thing is, I make a lot of fun of Havertz even in Chelsea, but I always had this typical, I mean, this comment on that guy is, unfortunately, he's a very heavy system player. It's not like
Same.
you can throw him into any system he's going to play. You have to build around him. That's the kind of a player he is.
True.
He's not a striker. He's not a number 10. He's not a number 8 also. He's that secondary striker, or he's that guy where you need to win all the duels in the box, get all the attention of the defender so that your wingers can come. And he's a hybrid that way. And in somewhere Chelsea did misprofile him. So when Arsenal came in, it was funny for sure. It was very funny. But somewhere I did think, you know what, if they do, I mean, again, and now if Arteta starts using a number eight, it's not going to work. That I think that experiment has failed.
Exactly. Yeah, he started using it. It worked there. Then yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So he stick to this. I think it's good what he's doing. I mean, putting my hate aside, clearly few of his Leverkusen days are coming back. But nobody, I don't think an Arsenal fan saw that he'll be this good for you guys.
Nope.
And not even a single person. So, no, for sure. I mean, that's exactly why, if you remember, until November or so, his price tag kept coming up. But now nobody talks about his price tag. You keep delivering, no one's going to give a flying fuck. Same thing also Declan Rice. For me, personally, he's the signing of the season for me. And Rice is someone who I've admired for over 4 or 5 years now. Like, I wanted the dude from 2020. And it's just not as a player ability, but he has that passion, or the fact that he was a captain at West Ham when he was 22, 23 is something huge, right? He has that mentality, and he already knows how the league works. He was going toe-to-toe with Rodri, Casemiro, even though he was in a West Ham setup, he was going toe-to-toe with them. That's how good it was.
And he has a very good footballing brain as well, so he can easily grasp all the things that need to be.
The other advantage is he's a hybrid. He can play as his natural six. He can play as an eight. You can play either of the positions. It'll work. It's not like, okay, you know what? He's sitting deep. He has to sit deep. He can score. He can ram it. He can play box to box if it's necessary. And that's shown when he's played with Partey or Jorginho. He goes ahead. He's always in the corner of the box. And everyone knows Rice outside the box shots. He's great at it. He does well. So that's another thing. A lot of people gave shit, but for me, Rice 100 million. I don't think I was there personally. I was like, fuck no, this guy deserves it, fuck it. Because the market is so bloated that Declan Rice 100 million, you know what? Sure, fair enough. Because we paid 70 million for Casemiro for a 30-year-old. This is a 24, 25-year-old Declan Rice. Fair enough. Get it. So, no. I feel, again, end of the day, structure and the signings, right? You take, I mean, for me, this thing... it's not Benway, Tomiyasu. I think I get a lot of shit that way. I like Tomiyasu a lot personally. I think that guy's very underrated, but he has the same issue that he's not available all the time.
Exactly.
Right, that guy. And Saliba, it's what do you call it? It's those anomalies which you have in football. Very rare finds. It clicks somehow. That Saliba. I think the last time it happened in French league was Varane. When he was playing for Lens back in 2012, and Ferguson and Madrid were fighting for him. Sure, he was known to be good, but nobody expected to burst into the scene. Saliba's having the season right now.
No, I think last season was his best season when compared to, in my opinion, because last season, I think...
For sure.
Because last season, because were on him. Like, can Saliba do it at the English Premier League after this much drama of him not being playing for the Arsenal? I think last season was his best. Like, this season, I think Magalhaes has been better, but last 2-3 games he's been having his bozo moments like how he's had initially. But yeah, whatever.
No. So that's what I'm saying, right? And the fact that I'll tell you, I feel like Arsenal's squad building was jumped by 2 windows, by the last window and the previous window when they recruited, and when Trossard was available, no question asked, you pounced on Trossard. You got him, and that guy will probably be one of the most underrated signings, because every squad you need a player like Jota, you need a player like Trossard, you need now a player like Alvarez, where that backup has to be so solid that let's say your front attack is failing. These guys will deliver, and they're delivering. So the fact that I'm thinking even the Jorginho signing, I think that's something which I made fun of. It's somehow working. I don't know how, but Jorginho signing is working. You guys got him for peanuts, a cutthroat deal. So I'm on top of my mind. I can't really think about a bad transfer in the past 3 windows. Arsenal has probably nailed every transfer, right? I can't really fault any transfer on top of my mind.
Last 3, as in like summer and window, like one, or like summer, winter, summer?
I'm counting from 2022 summer, 2022
Okay, okay,
summer.
okay. Huh, huh. In that way, yeah, I think, oh yeah, I mean, they've shown, to be honest, I think not all of them have started initially so well. I think by winter season or something, they've all turned out very good, right? I do not know how that happened, but even I'm in genuine shock. Like the whole Kai Havertz thing is probably the biggest example. I'll be
Even Ben,
very, very
oh no,
honest.
no, I remember the Ben White. When
Ben
Varane,
White shit, yeah, it was mad, yeah.
Varane, Ben White, who was the other defender? Kuke, I think
Konate, if I'm not
all
wrong.
Konate, yes, the dragon meme, I remember. They were like, okay, Varane and Konate were like damn cheap, and then this Ben White who was, who went for 55 or something. It's paying off now.
45.
He'll probably go into the team of season this year. He's been great. Probably the best right back this season, right? So that's happening. Even Raya, a lot of people are not really happy with the Raya
He's still
decision.
on loan, by the way.
It'll happen. No, no,
Ha,
it'll be
it's
confirmed
confirmed.
because
It's
Brent,
no doubt, no doubt. Like after such a season with
yeah.
all winning the Golden Glove and
And
everything,
Raya
like,
also started a bit shaky. If you remember
oh
the
yeah.
first 2 or 3 games, he let in 2, 3 goals, which is horrible. And I'm like, fuck no, just stay Ramsdale, stick to him. But no, I think that's what I'm saying. No, the fact that you guys got so many players in at a quicker pace, your charge for the title or trophies has been aggravated by 2 windows. Like it's like 1 year you cut short the length by 1 year. Nobody expected
True.
Arsenal to go this quick.
I think like last seasons when we signed Jesus and Zinchenko, like yeah, the way they elevated the team from being like a
Yeah,
fighting top four to somehow being at the top. Yeah, there were obvious hell from Liverpool from them not performing well and like other teams also not doing well. The way they elevated the team, the structure, the way the place, yeah, they might not win us the title now. They might be gone by the end of next season. I mean,
no, they're stepping stones. Stepping
proper
stones.
stepping stones. Like I have to say that because in that way, I thought when you guys signed Sancho, right? I thought that was one of the signings that could
Oh
work out
yeah,
because the way he played for like Dortmund
Dortmund was
was
insane.
insane. Like
Yeah,
yeah, even to this
yeah.
date, even when he played for United, I don't openly make fun of him. Yeah, when I have a conversation with my friends and everyone, like it's obvious banter is there, United, right? But like Sancho, I always have a soft heart for like a soft spot for him. Like he's been really, really good. Like he's one of those.
It's just I mean, the issue with Sancho has always been at different clubs is discipline. At Dortmund, City, and United, there are discipline issues purely
Oh yeah, at
because
City as well. I remember.
the reason why Guardiola also wanted him out because he was not ready to fight for his spot. He wanted to leave. At Dortmund, he used to be same late for trainings and stuff. So what the manager used to do is he used to let Haaland stick to him because Haaland, when it comes to training, he's very strict to his regime and everything. So Terzic, he used to basically make Haaland stick to him so that Sancho does turn up on times and everything. And United, a lot of drama happened that way. But sure, I think, see, end of the day, discipline is important. Doesn't matter if you're Messi or Ronaldo or something. If you're not respecting and you're not really valuing where you are and you're not turning up, that's the bare minimum. You're not turning up to training on time. And the fact that Ten Hag went, nobody knows what happened, but Sancho had a lot of mental health issues last to last winter. And I gave him a time off where all of us made fun that he's gone to Himalayas and stuff. He's done that. When he was away in Netherlands, Ten Hag gave a separate coaching staff to him, made him train separately, gave him the time off, no question asked. When he's done all of that, the fact that Sancho came out and Ten Hag didn't even say anything. He said he didn't train hard enough, so he was not chosen. Every manager says that. It's not something new. Guardiola openly said that Nunes is not good enough to play. He literally said that about his new signing. Didn't utter a word. He said about Calvin Phillips also, okay, maybe he's not good enough to play at the top. It's completely fine. And the fact that the player should take it as a more motivation that, you know what, my manager doesn't trust in me. I need to get that trust. I need to prove that. But this guy with the current generation, Twitter and Instagram is how they announce or voice their opinions clearly. That's happening. So it's just I feel like he's a goner, but if he stays, great because unfortunately, even though we splashed money on Anthony, right wing we do have a Ahmad, but he's young, but we still need a right winger. That's exactly why we're going for
Oh
Olise.
yeah,
So
Ahmad is another player that I have a soft spot with because
he's
he's a baller.
everyone.
He is a
That guy has
baller.
a
Yeah,
lot of talent,
yeah, yeah.
but somehow is not getting minutes. Nobody knows what's happening. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, we've spoken a lot about this. I see when I'm having a conversation with the United fan, I think this is a sign of kind of person that he is because many United fans, I can't have a conversation. My own best friend who is in France, we don't talk about football for this very reason because I lose my head talking to him. He initially before the season even started, he said Anthony is gonna pop off, bro. Martial is gonna do that. Right? Yeah, I was like, no, I can't have
That's
a.
all of us. But I mean, sure, I can also see that's the thing. I mean, if you're having a serious discussion, I will do that. But if I'm heated in the moment of the match is going on, even I'm going to be deluded. Some it's again, it's part of the sport. In my entire life, I only know one of my friends who was very calm-headed. Else, everyone, all of us get carried away. It's just all I tell people is don't take po- opinions or don't take everything personally
Exactly.
because when it comes to football and men, we take our gloves way too seriously that sometimes, even though we are wrong, we don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
And we don't want to see the light at the same time. We want to double down on our opinion because same thing. I mean, I predicted Arsenal is going to be shit. I mean, shit as in at the starting of the season, I predicted Arsenal going to finish fourth or something. I got a lot of shit, and whenever Arsenal loses, I basically try to act all big, say I predicted first and everything. I'm the next Gary Neville, but no, we get it wrong and everything. It happens. It's okay, but I just hate it when people take it personally and they get angry or something. I'm like, oh, it's fine. It happens. Just stick to the topic and leave the person out of it.
True.
That's it.
True.
But
Sensibility,
yeah,
guys. This is who he is.
yeah.
Well, a burning question. Somehow, this is not coming to. I mean, they started to come into light. The one when I was, like just before the Chelsea, before I recorded for the Chelsea match, I just went through the league table. I don't remember exactly what are the numbers and how the possibilities were. My basically the question was, will Chelsea or will United end up on a higher position in the table? I did not think it will fall to this bad. I genuinely didn't think United will fall this bad. Like in my humble opinion, I didn't want Chelsea to come up. $1 billion bottle
Fair
jobs.
enough.
That is what I wanted them to stick with. I like if I wanted to, who do I hate more? I hate United fans. So I hate United a lot more. Plus the entire rivalry, Ferguson, Wenger. Yeah, I've admired Arsenal for many years. I started supporting only recently, but yeah, my admiration for Arsene Wenger has been the highest. So yeah, my hate for United was more natural than hating on Chelsea. So that's why I wanted Chelsea to end up. Yeah, but how did you get? What's your opinion? Like, do you think you'll end up on a higher position than Chelsea, or it'll just go worse
We
from now?
do have, see, for us, we have tricky fixtures. We have Newcastle and we have Arsenal pending. Extremely tricky fixtures. Chelsea, not so much. So, and now they're hitting form. They're hitting crazy, which is good. But because if you don't know, they've been shit, but statistically they've been underperforming.
True.
Like they're supposed to be on the points. There is a metric called X points, which is the amount of points you're supposed to have. They're supposed to be on fifth statistically. Just a point, like they were supposed to be on the fourth position also at one point. And even the XG, they've been massively underperforming because Jackson, don't mind me, I like that guy. He's a good player, but he's like what do you say? He's another
Nunes.
Darwin
Yeah,
Nunes
same, same.
when it comes to finishing. He's atrocious. He's horrible, and especially he fucks up in the major big stage, the big game. He screws up somehow. So Jackson is there. That's happening, and Palmer has been doing everything pretty much. Nobody expected Palmer to be this good. I mean,
Facts.
penalties aside, the kid's been great. I mean, it's like I don't think anyone saw this much, so much that he's on head to head with Saka for the Young Player of the Year right now. We do not know who's going to win it. He's had a breakout, one of the best seasons. What do you say, youngster can have.
I
So
think in
he's been
terms of
carrying
like
that alone.
player output, I think he had a better season than Mount as well. Yeah, Mount had the Champions League to show
Oh,
for.
way ahead, way
Yeah,
ahead.
exactly.
Mount did not have this big a season. He's way ahead.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like putting away penalties also. And The other is now Caicedo is settling. He had a bad start.
Hmm.
Caicedo is settling in.
Hmm.
Enzo has been the same. I love the guy, but he's not been clicking at Chelsea. He's
120
just not
million.
been
I
clicking.
lost all my like, bro. He's not one. Like,
Even
yeah.
Caicedo, again, Caicedo is also still not
Hmm.
worth around that money,
Hmm.
but he's settling in. He's okay. You can see he's getting better.
Hmm.
Uh, these guys had a lot of injuries, but sure, that's one. That's the issue right now.
Hmm.
Is Chelsea? They have a momentum on their side, complete momentum.
Hmm.
The last time they lost the league was back in February. They didn't lose a game after that. They've drawn or they only won games after that.
Ah, they
They didn't
lost to
lose.
us. They lost to us. Huh.
That was what way back in February or something, not even in March
Bro, they
or maybe
lost.
Feb last
They
week.
lost to us in March.
When
They lost to us in
was
April.
it? March first week or Feb last week?
Bro, in April we won 5-0 against them, against Chelsea.
Oh, this is. Oh, wait, sorry. Until now, yeah, my bad. Until then,
Ha ha ha.
I remember the stat because until United game. So
Ah
when
ha.
United game was on, I was like, okay, when was the? You guys just slapped him last week, right? Was it before the West Ham game? 2 weeks ago.
Ha ha. 2 weeks ago. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the double. Yes, yes,
Hmm.
yes,
Hmm.
yes. No,
Hmm.
no. Until then, sorry, my bad.
Okay.
Until
Okay.
then.
Okay. Hmm.
So until then, those guys were good. My
Hmm.
bad. I completely. Oh my god, I completely forgot that result. So no, no. So momentum is there on this side.
Hmm.
Uh, injuries are coming back, and Kunku is back for them.
Hmm.
Uh, Colwell is back for them.
Hmm.
So that is there. Those are their two starters. They come into the lineup straight away.
Hmm.
So that's going well.
Hmm.
So I don't know. For us, end of the day, United for us, Shaw, Leach are back in training. They
Oh, Licha's
might be
back.
back for the
Good.
Arsenal
Good.
game.
Hmm.
They might be back for the Arsenal game.
Hmm.
Uh, Maguire is out. I don't think our defenders are still gone.
Oh,
Varane is
Maguire is
gone. Kamba, yeah.
probably like low key one of the best stories in this season. Like he was supposed to go to West Ham if I'm not wrong, and then
And
somehow he, in my
he's been
opinion, I felt,
great.
yeah, exactly. In my
No, no,
opinion,
he's been great.
he's
He's
been
been
great.
great.
What a season he's had. What a season he's
So
had.
for us, the issue is I don't see us going ahead now because again, if you observe in the past few years, if
Hmm.
things are not working out
Hmm.
at United, we give our players too much control. Where
Hmm.
if we see things are going, we don't want to do this anymore. If you observe, I'll tell you the previous game, the Palace game. Structure aside, there were a lot of individual errors, where too many brain dead moments. And that's been happening a lot this season. The same thing has been covered besides structure in the Carragher's MLF segment on Sky Sports. Individually, we are not there. And that's probably, again, I am not, probably just come up later or not, but I'll just bring it up right now. If you're asking me, am I Ten Hag in or Ten Hag out? I am none. I see arguments on both the sides. I still don't have an opinion on this because the reason being, number one, and we had managers like Mourinho, Van Gaal, all these guys come in and still nothing could click. That was number one. Number two is when Ten Hag was at Ajax, every second person admired the team. Just not the players, but the way they played. And Ten Hag, a lot of people don't know this, but he was one of Cruyff's disciples. He grew up with Cruyff, and he is someone who and sticks to principles when it comes to possession and control. All of a sudden, you're telling me that guy is not that manager anymore. I'm not gonna believe. I'm not gonna buy. I'm not gonna buy that. It's not that quick. And another thing, what people are forgetting is if you look at again the top three teams, Arsenal, City, and Liverpool. I'll give an example. Let's say Ben White is injured. You have Tomiyasu coming in. Let's say Rice is injured. You have Partey coming in. Martin is not doing well. You have Trossard coming in. Jesus now Havertz are there, right? That way, the same thing for your now. You have a goalkeeper is also good. City, same thing. Defenders not there. You have Ake. You have Guardiola starting. You have Stones who can go there. You have Akanji. If KDB is not there, Foden goes there. Liverpool, the same thing. Jota comes in, or the centre back Konate is gone now. What do you say there? Yeah, Kwanzaa is good. Bradley, there is some this thing. That it's not how good they are. It's the fact that if the player goes away, the the profile remains the same. They're not contrasting profiles. Come to United. There is Dalo, who is a modern right back, inverted and all that shit. Then there's Wan Bissaka, who is like defensively, he's one of the best defenders ever. I would say 1v1s. But in possession attack, he's dog shit. Completely opposite. You have Licha, Lissandro, even though he's short, that guy, he's proved the odds where even as a defender, he's done well a bit, not too much, but aerially. But physicality and reading the game, great. He was injured of Lindelof, who is super slow, past his prime, gone. Varane. Varane, the same thing. He's injured half the time. If that's not the case, Maguire is there. The reason why you can't play Maguire and Licha because both are aggressive, both want the ball more. They can't complement each other. That's why you have to do that. So left back, Shaw is injured. Malaysia was supposed to. Malaysia has been gone for like a year for us, year and a half. There's no left back. We're not playing without a left back this season. Left back. You remove Casemiro. We don't have a CDM. Our replacement is McTominay. He's not even a CDM. Bruno Fernandes, even the first time he's missed a game in his entire career, and we saw without Bruno, we're shit. Bruno misses, we have no attacking midfielder. Striker, Hoyland misses, we have no striker. Why? Because Marshall is injured half the time. Right wing, we have Anthony. I don't need to, there is nothing to mention over there. The position is gone. Left, sure, Rashford got, I think only left wing is something where, again, that's still contrasting though, because Rashford is someone who is a left winger, but he cuts in a lot and he scores, like, he gets in scoring positions. Garnacho is someone like an old school winger where he'll run a lot, progress the ball, he'll run, he'll try to dribble, he'll put the ball inside. So again, contrasting. So when one player gets injured, you want someone to come in and not, what do you say, have the same sort of strengths. But because everyone's strengths are very opposite, you can't play a structure or neither can you have a certain style of play. You can't expect, for example, Casemiro. He's a very good destroyer. But if you're telling, okay, Casemiro, go play like Rice or Rodri, split the ball, get it to all sides, progress, have the ball, he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. Same thing with Bruno. He's one of the best attacking midfielders. But if you're telling him, be more controlled, put better crosses, he's not going to, even though other metrics are there, but he's not going to do that. Yeah, I think Anthony, everything is shit. So, I mean, I can't say anything. Ahmad is good. Anthony, there's nothing to say. Same thing. If Luke Shaw, let's say Shaw is not there, there's nobody to give crosses like Shaw. There is nobody to invert like Shaw. Right? Same thing. So when you're doing that, what system can you really play? What sort of style can you really play? Nothing. Because our players can't even have the ball for 2-3 minutes. Even though we have possession, we just have so many brain. And if you don't know this, I think this season penalties also. We've given away so many penalties this season. So many penalties because in the box we just do not think properly. Foul in the 90th, 92nd minute, give them a penalty and it's gone. So I feel like I will empathize with Ten Hag there because even though fault is at manager and the player side, this time I want to give it a shot because number two argument being there are no managers out there in the market. Let's say we fire Ten Hag right now. Who do we get? No. Again, that's the thing. Guy's great, but you do not build a squad with a guy like Tuchel because everywhere he's like Conte and Mourinho. He'll get you silverware, great, but whenever he leaves, it's like a burial ground. The club has to reset again. They can't continue with what he started. And Tuchel has had issues with board at Dortmund, at Chelsea, and now at Bayern, evidently. Forgot PSG also. PSG was also there. You don't build a squad. So there is nobody out there. Right? And again, I'm not going to come with the Arteta argument because that's an anomaly that, okay, just because Arteta got time, he should also. That's an anomaly which I don't think I agree with that argument. That's something which rarely happens in football. You don't really see that happening. It's a very rare thing. Deserby is good, but I don't think he can translate it at a bigger stage. I mean, a lot of Twitter tacticos love him, but I have my reservations with that. Graham Port, oh, for sure. Yeah, it's too big because the issue is Potter is a great tactician, but great coach, but is not a great manager because as a manager, you need to handle people's egos, you need to handle how the team and everything works, which Potter was not good at. But tactically, he was great. Everyone knows Potter is great tactically, but and to be at a club like United, you need to have certain arrogancy, you need to have certain cojones, you need to have certain attitude, which the guys that are available in the market do not have, unfortunately. Same thing, Nagelsmann. I love Nagelsmann, but it's the same issue. Maybe because, like he's probably the age of Johnny Evans or something right now. He's still not young. And it's very easy to assume the players might not respect him, even though he's won a lot, not a lot, but still something. They were not respecting him enough. I think the same thing happened. Arteta didn't really have the hold on back room. I mean, on the dressing room since the start. Maybe the second or third season after that, after when it was ruthless, when Aubameyang, Lacazette, they started being trashy. They're like, fuck you, we don't care. Just you're out of the club. And the best thing he's done is he started building with the youth, and they started respecting him because as a senior players, I'm thinking on top of my mind who gelled well with Arteta, it's only Granit Xhaka. That was the only player who I can think where probably, yeah. But respect, no, and I have respect for the manager also because Xhaka, I remember when was this 21 when he threw the armband into the stand? Was it 21 or 20? 20 was it? But it was during Arteta's season, I remember, and every Arsenal fan wanted him gone. Sure, yeah. And no, because I remember every Arsenal fan wanted Xhaka. They're like, you can't build with Xhaka, you can't progress or something. Arteta somehow made him a better player, and now Alonso made him an even better player. Xabi Alonso somehow, right? For sure. And the league also. I mean, Bundesliga is something which is better for him. Maybe it is not the Premier League also. So that's what, right? I maybe because the age and these guys don't win, they haven't won trophies or something. So it's easy for the players to get on the egos because these guys they earn 200 300K per week, they fucking drive Mercedes, they have a lot of PR and stuff, so they are on their own, what do you say, sort of pedestal that okay, why should we listen to things like that unless you're like Guardiola or Klopp. And Arteta, I think that's probably why, and the other reason went the youth route also. And I think last season, what your average squad age was 24, 24. Yeah, exactly. Right. He just cleaned up the shop with the all elder players and it's working out. And I feel that's exactly where it might happen. Nagelsmann also, any club he goes, or at Bayern also, same thing happened. Great tactician, but this can be a reason. And that's it. No one else is left right now. Alonso said he'll stay. Xavi, even let's say Xavi was available, I would have made a case. Xavi made a U-turn. He's staying. Who else is there? There is nobody right now. And this is and a lot of people don't know this, but this is Ten Hag's last season in his contract. His contract ends in 2025. If this is the best, I mean, we're already in shambles. The best time is to develop or build is from the shambles because you can't get worse than this. You can't get worse than this. So you rather build now and assess because when Ten Hag was at Ajax, City Group were behind him. They wanted him to come behind Guardiola. Bayern wanted him. Barcelona wanted him. Even right now, if you're looking at the reports, Bayern wants him right now. After Ragnick said no, he is the prime target right now. Him and Flick are prime targets. Right. Not that again his principles are there, but and at United the same thing again. Principles somehow it just doesn't work out. Why? Nobody knows. But now that we have a structure and now we have people footballing brains, I believe somewhere that it will get better. Doesn't matter who the manager is. At least we won't see a lot of drama because when in football there's drama, United is at the epicenter. Anything happens, it always our club is around that. There is no day which goes on without any sort of what do you say chaos, right? And Ten Hag he had to deal with Sancho, he has to deal with injuries, he had to deal with Ronaldo, and the entire Ronaldo thing happened. So there was a lot of shit which happened. And last season, he's overperformed a lot, where we went from being what we were in FA Cup final, Carabao final, Europa, we bottled the Sevilla game. That also happened, right? And we finished 8 points lesser than Arsenal, which is very great for the way we played. You're telling me, like compared to the previous season, now all of a sudden we're shit. Something somewhere, something's wrong, which we don't know, and it's probably why Ineos is also not ready to sack him yet, even though we see a lot of reports if it was any other club, I'm pretty sure he would have been sacked by now. With the results we're getting right now, he would have been sacked by now. That's not happening. And the ultimate icing on the cake is 61 different injuries. That is not normal. 61 different injuries is what we are second highest in Europe right now, second or third highest in Europe right now. Like Newcastle are on more or less the same, Brighton. So yeah, and it's the fact that that is also happening. And the same thing again, players also. Amrabat, fucking, we played low. I mean, we paid 10 million. Who pays 10 million as a loan fee? And we pay that for Amrabat. Horrible. He is one of probably the worst signings this season in the league. That also happened. So the fact, and there is always signings whenever a club has to build sustainable. It has to be along a structure where, let's say, tomorrow Arteta gets sacked. If an XYZ manager comes in, the philosophies are still the same. So the players get accustomed easily. You sacked Arteta and now you get Mourinho. It's not going to work. It's not going to. That's exactly what United have not been doing in the last 10 years, where we are basically, we've signed players on vibes. There was no reason. And if our rival wanted him, we're like, no, no, no. We'll just take it away from our rival. Why? Because we feel like it. Fred from City, Maguire from City, Sanchez, the transfer. I can name so many transfer like that where we just did it for absolute vibes where there's no reason to it. So yeah, it's that I feel like that will also be rectified now. And after having a structure, judge him. If he's still doing the same where he's letting teams, get 20 shots against, he's letting people run aimlessly and things like that, then sack him. By all means, sack him. I don't mind. But judge him only when there are certain structure in place. But again, if I'm not sure if you're about to ask me a Ten Hag in or out. I'm on the fence. I see arguments on both sides. I sympathize with Ten Hag out people. I sympathize with Ten Hag in people also. Like, I get your points. To choose between them, I think it's the same where if you're having a discussion 2 years ago, Arteta and Arteta out, it's the same situation. You see arguments on both sides. You just don't know. You'll agree with both of them, but you can't really say yes to one certain thing. So yeah. Uh, I'll give a serious opinion later, but on top of my mind, I feel like the eight. I mean, it's a meme going on, but I won't be surprised if you guys take revenge for 8-2. I won't be surprised with the way we're playing. We might see an 8-2 revenge. That might happen because again, when you're letting Palace whoop 4 goals and Coventry whoop 3 goals against us, right now you guys are shattering every team you see you're facing very comfortably so. Not like you're overperforming your XG or something, comfortably scoring 2, 3 goals minimum. You have a fit squad, no reason over there. On top of my mind, I see that, but seriously, it will be tough because somehow this season we have been party poopers for a lot of teams besides City. We have been when it comes to big games. Somehow we are turning up. Somehow we are turning up. Nobody knows how. And I feel like I was supposed to win that game, but it's okay. But again, besides City, we've been party poopers that way. Villa, we won. You guys lost twice to Villa. We won twice against Villa. That also happened. So, we've done a lot of shit like this in this thing. So, it'll be tough because I don't know last time how you guys beat us comfortably at OT. And there's a lot more at stake for us because it's a very confused situation because we hate Arsenal City at the same time. If we beat you, we are giving City the title. If we don't beat you, we are sorry. I mean, we are giving you the title. But I feel like somewhat there is some motivation for for the players or the manager to make a statement to win again, win or at least I feel like most probably my prediction is I see a 2-2 draw. I see a draw. Most probably that's going to happen. Yeah, no, it's I feel like it'll be a draw most probably. I mean, even though I feel like you'll win it, but I see that happening only because we've been party poopers this season. Like somehow, just because we are going shit, we want the other teams also to go shit with us. And 2-2, I would. This is a season define for you guys. It's the defining game. If you draw also this game, title goes away because City right now have easiest fixtures and they're 1 point ahead. They'll go 3 points ahead. Unless they lose, it's going to be tough for you to catch up. So 2-2, I feel like there would be even Havertz and Saka for sure because Saka turns up against us. It's going to be Havertz and Saka for us. And I'm not sure Rashford will be back by then. If not, I expect Garnacho to do well in that game and Hoyland. But yeah, 2-2 is what my prediction is. But I'm hoping it's 2-2 also. I'm hoping because I don't know. For me, internally, I feel like it's gonna be a bloodbath, but practically, that might be it. Let's see. Oh, that also can happen. That also can happen. I'll take it. I'll take it because we are in the hunt for Europe. I'll take 0-0. I'm happy with that result. I'll take a draw any day.